Hey there, everyone. That sexy nerd is back again, and well, we're finally with Death Battle. I know. I'm really late. I'm really late. But yeah, I've new job and everything. Got a lot to do. But anyway, yeah, there's this is actually a pretty good looking fight. Yu Yu Hakusho versus Ichigo Kurosaki. I feel like Yusuke is gonna win, or I'm rooting for Yusuke. I am. And I really want to see this fight. As those of you who know me though, I'm not a big Bleach fan. I'm really not. But also I really don't have that much of a history with Yu Yu Hakusho as well. I can really only make it through like mostly the first season. Even my friend here was like, God, this show's kind of boring after a while. I'm like, we're only past the first season. She's like, yeah, it's kind of boring. And I'm like, wow. But I don't know. It's not that it's boring. It's just, I don't know. I guess I just lose interest in the complexity of the story. I don't know. Blame me. I love the first season. The first episode is like one of the best things I've seen in anything. Like, it's such a, not horrifying, but just like, I don't know, just a really visceral look at like someone's passing and everybody just grieving, not knowing, and the person really just seeing all of it, not realizing how much he was loved in real life. And it really is a deep like, at least the first episode is one of the deepest things I've ever seen. I really love that, and it really gets me emotional every time. But after that, the show just kind of not devolves, but like just keep going and going and going. I think after he started training with the old lady, who sounds like Frieza, because it is Frieza's voice, basically who trained him, Genkai or something. I don't remember her name. And yeah, I like Kubara. I like everybody in there, and I like the show, and the show is recognizable to me. But again, in the era of Dragon Ball Z was like my only focus at the time. Like, that was like my only anime. I didn't even watch Gundam on Toonami, so yeah, I just fixated on Dragon Ball. So, but if I can ever figure out how to edit the videos for the show, for this channel, maybe I can finally do it, give you guys a proper reaction to it, But anyway, and Bleach I just really don't give a shit for. I'm sorry, Bleach fans. I never really liked Bleach. It was never appealing to me. Some of it is, like, at least in death battles, I can watch them and be entertained. But I don't know, I'm better just watching it that way. It's the same thing with Naruto, except Naruto I've really given a chance. But Bleach, I've just like, no, I don't care. Again, everything just seems cool. Ichigo Kurosaki is great. I love Johnny Young Bosch, like, the fact that he's still playing him and everything. I love that voice actor. I mean, he has a spectacular story from Power Ranger to respected voice actor. It's really great. But anyway, yeah, I loved. I can't wait to see this. I'm rooting for Urameshi, and not much else to say. So please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and subscribe if you think I deserve it. And remember, sign up for my Patreon for my latest reactions to my latest videos. And let's do this thing, y'all.
Ichigo Kurosaki versus Yusuke Urameshi.
The substitute Shinigami of Bleach versus the spirit detective of Yu Yu Hakusho. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Hell yeah.
Tell me, Boomstick, what happens when we die?
Oh boy.
Endless nothingness? Jeez, man, I don't know. We just started.
Our souls are ferried by Shinigami, gods of death, in an eternal cycle of death and rebirth.
That was my second guess.
Well.
And when a soul goes astray, warped by evil and regret, it's a Shinigami's job to purify such violent hollows and send them off to the realm of the dead, the Soul Society.
Works great, till it doesn't. Enter Ichigo Kurosaki, whose tragic anime backstory came way too early when his mom was killed by a hollow. Reason number one why you should never want your kid to be the anime protagonist.
Left with his grief, young Ichigo was crushed under the weight of survivor's guilt.
So he lashed out the only way he knew how, beating people up.
But this wound began to heal when he found his calling, upon meeting a Shinigami named Rukia. To stop a powerful hollow, she gave Ichigo her powers, rousing unseen potential within.
Boom! Just like that, Ichigo's a Shinigami.
Substitute Shinigami.
Substitute?
To carry out his duties, Ichigo sheds his body for an invisible one made of spiritual matter called Reishi. He can wield vast amounts of spiritual energy, called Ryoku, and exert it offensively in the form of spiritual pressure, or Reiatsu.
Okay, that's a lot of big words, but all
Seriously.
it really means is he's a super-powered ghost. With the sword, his spirit aura is so strong, he can stun-lock foes, crushing them under his own power, even fatally.
He controls spirit matter in and around him, hardening his skin for defense and
Love
leaping
this
off
music.
of invisible footholds in the air. Paired with speed-boosting skills like Shunpo, he can virtually fly.
Say goodbye to the kid who beat up bullies for their lunch money, and hello to the town's new superhero, with fellow Ghostbusters, Orihime,
Wow.
Chad, and Uryu. Plus Rukia.
Huge.
It was the Shinigami's job to tear hollows a new hole.
While balancing responsibilities at school, of course. GPA comes first, and maybe a round or two of tech.
But it wouldn't be possible
Yeah,
without a
Tekken, wow.
Shinigami blade, a Zanpakuto. It's basically a super-powered spirit that's physically a sword. Ghost sword.
Though strangely, Ichigo's sword is composed of two distinct spirits, both named Zangetsu.
Really?
Which isn't confusing at all.
Just
Yeah, what
got
the hell?
Old Man Zangetsu and Hollow Zangetsu. Anyway, the double ghost sword gives Ichigo lots of new moves, including his trademark attack, the sword beam to end all sword beams.
Bankai?
Getsuga Tensho!
Oh, whatever.
Getsuga Tensho is incredibly powerful, and so effective that Ichigo developed multiple variants. He can fire it as a wave, detonate it mid-attack to act as a barrier, and combine two at once into the even stronger Getsuga Jujisho.
To cut even the
Jesus.
biggest hollows
Oh.
down to size, Ichigo was
Getsuga
ridiculously strong. Even
Jujisho.
from frame one.
He can make giant shockwaves and parry spiritual light beams from a Menos Grande. And these aren't fake, slower-than-light lasers. Guidebooks confirm they're real light, and the novels say so too.
Plus,
Whoa.
early on, Uryu moved so fast that he left his own shadow behind.
But as Ichigo became more involved with the Soul Society, he quickly found that he wasn't good enough.
This Byakuya guy's so fast, Ichigo can't even see him. Time for a good old-fashioned training arc. Hit the
well.
music!
Until now, Zangetsu had operated only in its base state, Shikai. So Ichigo learned to release its inner power, a 10 times boost that takes most Shinigami a decade to master.
Bankai.
In Bankai, his speed skyrocketed, letting him turn the tables on douchebag Byakuya.
Oh.
Even in Shikai, he blocked an attack that could destroy the whole frickin'
Like
Soul
Charizard for a
Society.
second.
Because Ichigo's greatest gift is his potential to improve. Despite
Oh.
only being a teenager, he mastered swordsmanship well enough to thrash experts who had been training for centuries.
What?
He can quickly adapt to new weapons and styles mid-fight, surpassing his limits time and time again.
Like when he took on Catboy Grimjow. He was getting clamped, but as soon as he heard Orihime cheering him on, that was all he needed to smash that kitty.
You mean Grimjow, right?
Yeah.
well,
But even with that
yeah.
main character energy, Ichigo couldn't match Big Bad
The actual
Aizen.
kitty.
With just a finger, Aizen stopped Ichigo's Bankai. And his theme
I remember
song,
the Aizen.
Rude.
Ichigo needed to tap into his unexplained hollow power. Except Hollow Zangetsu wasn't going to make it easy.
Old Man Zang's pretty chill, but this guy's a menace.
It's not.
Still, Ichigo needed his help and conjured a hollow mask to expand his power. But this meant the hollow within only grew stronger.
Masked up, he can fire lasers, bypass super senses, and heal lost limbs. But piss him off enough, and he'll go full hollow. And you really don't want that.
Why?
Modification exceeds even Bankai and was enough to crush Ukiura in a battle that shook all of Hueco Mundo, the
What?
world of hollows.
Full hollow Ichigo could even tear through all 3 layers of hell.
But with help from his secret Shinigami father, Ichigo continued to train
Father?
for months in the Dung,
Father?
a corridor between dimensions, until he was finally ready to challenge Aizen.
Challenge is an understatement. He manhandled Aizen.
What?
shattered mountains with sheer aura, and flexed so hard he smashed out of the black coffin, which crushes space like a mini black hole.
And
Uh-huh.
yet, it still wasn't enough. So by becoming Getsuga itself, Ichigo unleashed his
Getsuga.
ultimate attack, Mugetsu, defeating Aizen at the cost of all his power.
He might have saved everyone, but now it was back to Normieville.
Ichigo never truly realized until then just how much being a Shinigami meant to him. The power to protect others, his drive, his
probably
pride in
got it
himself was gone. He would give anything to get it back.
And he did, thanks to a surprise assist from Rukia.
Nah,
Boom,
but isn't she
Shinigami
dead?
again.
Just in time for a 1,000-year blood war with a final endgame boss, Yhwach.
who planned
Yuck.
to end everything. And while other Shinigami tried their best, only Ichigo was special enough to pull it off.
His father was a Shinigami. His mother was a member of the ancient Quincy's and possessed by a hollow. Hence, his two Zanpakuto spirits, one Quincy, the other hollow and Shinigami, made Ichigo a perfect
Possessed his
union
hollow-
to break Yhwach's plan. Finally, Ichigo understood himself, fully unifying with both Zanpakuto spirits within. With that came a new Shikai and two new Zanpakuto.
True Shikai!
Okay.
You thought Ichigo was strong before. Oh boy.
Oh, man.
He's the strongest Shinigami alive. They're
shit.
dead. Undead? Yeah.
Stronger than Kenpachi, who could
It
split the
should be.
Stronger than Senju.
I remember Kabachi, or whatever that guy's name is. I remember he was like scary. He would scare people. I think he kind of even scared Aizen a little bit. Yeah.
Maru, who shook heaven and earth across the realms, and strong enough to match Yhwach, even
Yeah.
after he absorbed the Soul King.
Juiced up with Soul King power, Yhwach could nuke all three realms.
What?
The human world, Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo. Plus,
Hueco Mundo!
Arcata in between, which have a bunch of pocket dimensions sprinkled in. Hell, just the Soul King's corpse sent a shockwave across all the realms.
And it's not a
Whoa.
matter of disrupting the flow of souls. Yhwach was going to end everything through sheer power alone.
But Ichigo still wasn't done powering up.
Entering a new half-hollow form and merging his Getsuga Tencho with a mighty hollow attack,
Ooh.
the Gran Ray Sero.
Making a giant crescent slash that ripped through space itself.
All that power culminating in his true Bankai. A power so great, even Yhwach was scared of it.
Joke's
Oh.
on you! Ichigo didn't even need it! You're done!
Ichigo was finally content. And 10 years later, he remains a Shinigami, having found the courage to stand on the edge of life and death, conquer his fears, and walk onward.
What fears? This guy never seems scared. You know, honestly, that was a good retelling, and it sounds like a good story, and actually made me interested. I know, call me a fickle bitch, but seriously, I'm saying it to myself right now. I'm a fickle bitch right now because I'm actually kind of interested. I always kind of am whenever Death Battle does it because they tell these stories so good. But again, like Naruto and Bleach just seem to take so damn long. I remember there used to be jokes. It's like, will Bleach ever have a final episode? Is it over? I don't know.
Most teenagers
Yeah.
life. However, that was hardly a problem
Good
for
shit.
juvenile delinquent
Yusuke
Yusuke
Urameshi.
because he only ever wanted to do one thing.
Throw
Fight!
hands. It don't matter who the ops are, be they women, old folk, or babies, Yusuke lived to fight. It's what gave life meaning. Who cares about stupid things like friends and family?
Which is why it was so surprising when one day he threw himself in front of a speeding car to save a child, bringing that reckless life to a screeching halt.
The child.
Truck-oo,
Wait, what?
blame-
Okay. Yu Yu Hakusho anime somewhat differs from the manga, particularly the ending, but expands upon the main story. Also, we are prioritizing the Japanese manga over the English translation. Interesting. Okay. I'd like to hear this.
Another victim.
But this is chapter 1 of a battle shonen, so death
Yeah.
is hardly the end.
Surprisingly, though, it wasn't a spooky skeleton in a hood who arrived to claim Yusuke's soul. It was a blue-haired anime girl on a broomstick.
This was Botan, whose job was to ferry Yusuke's newly deceased spirit off to the afterlife.
Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for him, he was such
No.
an asshole that the underworld didn't see his selfless death coming and didn't have any space prepared for him. Imagine being such
What?
a menace to society that the second you do something nice, hell itself gets caught with its pants down.
So the
What?
So the underworld surrogate king, Koenma, offered
Koenma.
Yusuke an alternative. He could return to life as an agent of the afterlife.
This is really
a
good.
Spirit detective, solving supernatural crimes and fighting off demonic threats to humanity.
Naturally, Yusuke did what anyone would do in that situation and told Satan Jr. to stuff it. I
Yeah.
mean, he was never really good for anything and no one was gonna miss him. So what's the point of coming back to life?
There it
it's
is.
not like his mom would be sad, or his childhood sweetheart Keiko would be heartbroken, or even his rival Kuwabara would shed manly tears. Oh,
He didn't really
man.
At the
cry.
sight of loved ones who cared far more than he ever expected,
he did.
Yusuke had a change of heart
Yep.
and accepted Koenma's offer, returning to life with a new purpose and a new job.
And newfound ass-kicking ability. In his quest to beat the dog shit out of demon kind, Yusuke learned to harness Reiki.
Spirit gun!
Energy. He's ridiculously strong, fast, and durable. Heals from wounds quickly and can see
What?
spirits invisible to mortal men.
I
Even
remember
early
that.
on, Yusuke could parry Suzaku's lightning arrows, which are formed from real lightning called down from the sky. And with the help of legendary warrior Genkai, he mastered
Genkai,
a
yes!
move that could blast anyone to smithereens.
Whoa.
My favorite shonen move ever.
Spirit
the
gun.
Spirit Gun. At first, Yusuke had a limited number of shots, but eventually he turned it into his personal WMD. Stronger than any weapon on Earth, he could go finger blasting around as much as he wants.
The spirit gun is more versatile than it appears. Yusuke can bounce it off surfaces for sneak attacks, propel himself around like a rocket in flight, and produce massive explosions with each shot.
He can twist it up for a spirit shotgun, a mighty
Yeah, I
AoE
remember
blast,
that.
or a spirit punch, where he keeps the energy stored in his fists and clobbers the hell out of you.
Forgot who
And
that
the
was.
Spirit wave, a Kamehameha from before we uncultured Americans knew what a Kamehameha was.
Yusuke may be a punk, but he's deceptively skilled and cunning in battle.
He's not afraid to fight dirty, throwing his shoes, using sleight of hand to place cigarettes on his foe to
Yeah.
distract him in the dark.
Personally,
Well,
I'd call that smart.
that was a
His
smart
hand is
move.
A+. He's matched experts like Cabano, who's said to have mastered all forms of martial combat.
But his
The
best
guy was
secret
so
is
full
how
of shit.
quickly he improves. All it takes is a round of training or someone threatening his friends, and Yusuke's power will spike to match stronger enemies, even if it means literally burning through his own life force for a power-up.
All known
Yep.
demons and demon fighters
Sounds
are
like him.
individually ranked on a scale of power from E to S.
E and D class demons are nothing special. We're talking local threats at best. C and B are getting a bit dicey in a destroy your city kind of way. A and S? Well, hold on to your ass. We're talking end of the world.
As Yusuke forged
Really?
bonds
What-
with new allies like demons Hiei and Kurama, as well as his old pal Kuwabara, he found himself facing opponents he couldn't beat, such as the monstrous Toguro, who could
what I-
vaporize weaker demons and crush their souls with sheer aura.
But
Oh.
Yusuke needed to survive and protect his loved ones. So he had no choice but to rank up, even if it meant absorbing the power of a small star. Thanks, Genkai!
Our sun has an average luminosity of 380
What the
septillion
hell?
watts, or joules per second.
absorbed-
Small stars like red dwarfs output about 1/10,000th of that.
I'm sorry, he absorbed the power of a fucking star? Then he should be more powerful than Goku, right?
So this spirit orb's energy per second would equal about 9 million megatons of TNT.
Enough to send Toguro to the grave.
Even after pushing past his own limits, Yusuke would still need more power to face S-class threats like Sensui, a past
Sensui.
spirit detective gone bad, and a great measuring stick for what top-tier demons are capable of.
Sensui was so yoked he couldn't even use all his power in the human world without threatening to bring down the whole thing.
Whoa.
He compared destroying the whole goddamn planet to kicking an anthill.
According to Genkai, Yusuke could destroy the planet too, if he
Wow.
really wanted. And
Really?
even A-class threats like King Enma have shaken both the demon and human worlds.
Oh no.
Anima guy is strong as balls. In the past, he fought the Netherworld King Yakumo, who could eradicate the entire human world and remake the Netherworld.
But Yusuke's
What?
power surpassed both of them.
How?
Where he overloaded Yakumo with his own energy.
What?
And do keep in mind, Yusuke was still only A-class at the time. A far cry from S-classes like Sensui, whose sacred energy was 10 times his superior.
But not for long, sucker, because turns out Yusuke was a demon himself.
What?
Yusuke is the descendant of an ancient and incredibly powerful being, one of the strongest in existence, Ryzen, the Demon King.
With his Bazoku mark, Yusuke
Really?
can channel Ryzen's spirit for a huge power boost and a massive thirst for murder boost. This was his first
Jesus,
taste of
what
a
the
dangerous new
the
type
fuck?
of spirit energy, Yoki.
A form of energy used by demons. Like normal Reiki, it can be amplified by intense emotions.
Boy, I missed a
Unlike
lot.
normal Reiki, its use creates a pleasurable feeling, feeding into the
Jesus
user's
Christ, what
rage
the
and
hell?
bloodlust, the feral animal within.
So Yusuke upgraded his spirit gun to a demon gun. It's the same thing, but red. Oh, and it's strong enough to blast Sensui past the horizon, putting Yusuke's power firmly in S-class.
And making him a
Wow.
prime candidate to rule the demon world. But as he was thrust into a tournament vying for that throne, Yusuke began to wonder if all this power was what he really wanted.
Nope.
Self-reflection? From "I'll kick your ass, Yusuke Urameshi"?
Well,
Nah, we can worry about that later.
It's not the
There's
first
a
time.
tournament to win. Which one of you, girl, baby, or grandparents is first?
Even then, as Yusuke took on the Demon King Yomi in an epic final battle, he was still growing. He had become far stronger than before,
Wow.
even achieving a unique version of the Mozoku form separate from Raizen's influence.
And a brand spanking new form of power. Kinda like Sensui's secret energy, but even better. It's so unprecedented, it doesn't even have a name, but it's golden glowy.
Strong enough to clash with Yomi, creating an explosion that split the
No.
heavens above and decimated the Okunin tree below.
I'm sorry. I think fucking Ichigo is he's outclassed here, like laughably so, laughably outclassed.
Pushing the Demon King himself to his absolute limits.
But then,
No idea.
Yusuke lost. It's not all bad though. Even if being king would have been cool, Yusuke realized he wanted something more. He'd grown up and chose to walk a new path.
It was always Yusuke's connections with others that motivated him above all else. And it was in those connections that he found his happy ending.
But I
Keiko.
wouldn't piss him off if you can avoid it. Get him in the right mood or threaten the human world, and the spirit detective will beat your stupid ass.
Well, alrighty then. Okay, yeah, I truly think that Urameshi outclasses Ichigo Kurosaki. I could be wrong, maybe I'm missing something, but I think Yusuke is gonna win, so let's go.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Alright. Oh, it's in sprites. What the hell, man? When are we done with this?
That's a demon.
That's a hollow.
No doubt about it.
You just cut him? And he just went, ah.
Spirit guide. Getsuga. Tensho.
Okay. Getsuga. Yeah, no. Oh, whoa! What the dick? Ass. Oh. No. Whoa!
Chump change.
Yeah, pretty much. You're good still. It's
What a baby! Little demon energy got you scared.
Nah.
no. Hey, this is just child's play for Yusuke.
Getsuga.
Show!
Two at once? Damn, why didn't I think of that?
What?
Give in to me, Yusuke. Let's devour him together.
Uh-oh.
Hell no! This is my fight, jackass! You just hold me back!
Alright. This seems stronger anyway. Okay. I see what they're doing here. Whoa.
Yeesh, rude awakening. This one's a piece of work. Need a hand, partner?
Let's do it. Like old times.
On! Kai! Tensa! Kongetsu!
Okay. Okay.
That the best you can do? I can go even faster if you'd like.
Hell yeah!
Alright.
Come on, asshole! I'll kill you even if it kills me! I'm putting it all on the line! You better do the same!
Come on. Yo, fight, 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 fight! Oh, this is amazing. Jesus! Whoa.
Give me a freaking break.
Yeah, no.
See you on the other side.
Oh. Really? Wow.
Think the afterlife offers frequent flyer miles?
There's a lot to cover here, so let's break this
Wow.
down into 4 chapters, starting with their abilities.
Yusuke could see Ichigo no problem
Okay.
and resist aura
I was so wrong. Wow. This is a good one, honestly.
like Taguros that are similar to Reiatsu, so Ichigo couldn't cheese a win right away.
Otherwise, Yusuke was outmatched. Sure, the
Really?
Squirt gun could potentially match the Getsuga Tensho, and he had stat-boosting forms like the Mizoku. Ichigo, however, had more varied powers, a better healing factor, greater stamina given his months of Dongai training.
And all those swords, he just had way more abilities to play
Wow.
Likewise, speed was a fairly easy call. Yusuke could react to lightning early on, and obviously got much faster over time. Looking at this blast from his clash with Yomi, it erupted upwards at 57% the speed of light.
with. But Ichigo was faster than light from the start, and he's gotten
Really?
faster, too. He couldn't even see Byakuya at first, but blitzed him in the rematch.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Lots of training and power-ups since then.
The Soul King Shockwave, for example, expanded across the realms at thousands of times light speed, and Ichigo reacted to attacks from Soul King Yuhabak that utilized the same power. So, Ichigo takes speed. But Yusuke's fought plenty of foes faster or more varied than him, so it's extremely important to examine their tactics and ability to adapt mid-fight.
This is kind of both their things.
Yeah, it is.
Ichigo has styled on guys with centuries of training and has over a decade of experience as a Shinigami. He's pretty good at figuring out new weapons and styles.
Meanwhile, Yusuke was flexible and quick to adapt, mixing cleverness with exceptional hand-to-hand. He's good enough to match Kabano, who mastered every martial art. Ichigo's decent at hand-to-hand, but it's not his go-to in the same way.
So
Okay.
both had their strong suits, with advantages on each side. It's fair to call this one a draw.
Leaving only the biggest winning factor, which could have superseded all other advantages: power.
Between
Oh, but that's what I'm saying.
Between Sensui, Genkai, and Enma, Yusuke could definitely destroy the planet. Examining his sky-splitting clash with Yomi and measuring its scale, that's about 4 quadrillion megatons of TNT,
Shit.
which is crazy.
Similarly, mid-series Ichigo could shake Huecomundo, tear through hell, and block attacks that could destroy the Soul Society. But at his peak, he beat Yuhabak, who could destroy several realms, which is far more impressive than just one.
To be fair, Yusuke also beat Yakumo, who could threaten 2 realms at the same time. Pretty close to Yuhabak's threatening 3.
And Yusuke far surpassed Yakumo afterward. The gap between him and Sensui alone was 10 times. So there could be an argument for Yusuke's power surpassing Ichigo.
That's what I'm saying. That's the whole reason why I thought he had this in the bag. I'm saying, like, I thought he had greater power than Ichigo.
3 realms was truly Ichigo's limit.
Fortunately for Ichigo, it's not. Yuhabak was also gonna destroy the Garganta, which has at least 29 pocket dimensions
What?
inside it.
Each containing at least a planet and star, much larger than Yusuke's planet-sized worlds. Plus, Ichigo matched Yuhabak in True Shikai, without his additional boost from Half Hollow and True Bankai.
As always with Death Battle, there's arguments either way. But the way we see it, even being generous with Yusuke's power and conservative with Ichigo's, the gap was just too big, giving
Okay.
Ichigo the final edge. Sorry,
All right.
things got messy, but that's just how Ichigo goes.
The winner is Ichigo Kurosaki.
Next time on
What's next? Android? Wait, what? Sonic? Metal Sonic again? Oh! Cell?
Subscribe and join as a member to see
Ooh,
more
I like
Death
that.
Battle.
I like the vibe on that. I like the vibe, honestly. Cell won, but yeah, that they have a lot of similarities. You know, they're both creations. They're both their master's greatest creations. God, man. But honestly, I don't know. I wonder how the relationship. I always wondered how the relationship. If Dr. Giro lived to see his creation, got to meet Cell, would he respect him? Would he treat him like the androids? I don't know. Or like the androids did. But to be fair, Dragon Ball never explained this, but Dr. Giro had actually kidnapped them and turned them into robots. And like, you know, they never really explained that. I never got it when I was a kid, but I kind of figured it out when I was older. because the way they act, the way they've been, the fact that she was able to have a kid with Krillin. And I remember when I was a kid, that blew my mind. I was like, how? But yeah. It really offers up interesting questions that Toriyama never really addressed. You know, he made a damn another movie with Cell in it, Cell Max, and didn't even go into this freaking relationship. Not even really. Android 18 just happened to be there. Thinking about it, really huge missed opportunity right there. But anyway. Yeah, it was a great fight. I ended up being wrong because I figured that he was stronger. But yeah, I had no idea that Ichigo could actually outmatch Urameshi in that time. But, I kind of feel like this is their opinion or something like that. Maybe it's, because if there is, then maybe it's a draw. If they're saying that there are parts where they could win, then, you probably should have done what you did with the God of War versus Ashura fight. Because there is a good chance that Urameshi could pull out the win. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And remember, please, smash that like button if you want to see more sexy, nerdy content. And subscribe if you think I deserve it. And remember, sign up for my Patreon for my latest reactions to my latest videos. And I'll see you on the next episode.